Hello everyone, my name is Paul Mayoyi, and we're back for another edition of Pokemon Y Shiny Hunting. This will be episode 576. We're going to be shiny hunting for another Tirtouga. So, when I find the second shiny Tirtouga, I'll be evolving it to Caracosta, and the name will be basing it off of his, like usual, the color of the shiny. So, the shiny Caracosta is like a sapphire blue color. So, what I want to call it is just a simple name, Sapphire Costa. So, that's what I'll be calling it whenever I finally do find the second shiny Tirtouga. But yeah, but anyways, topic for this episode is, well, there is no topic. So if you'd like to recommend me one, as long as your name and the topic aren't too sexual or aren't and isn't too inappropriate, then yeah, feel free to. But even if you don't, eventually I'll have my own. Just for now, I don't have any. And also I have like a whole list that I know that I have ones I use and ones I'll use in these future shiny hunting episodes. So yeah, it just eventually when I do get some, that's what I'll obviously talk about them one per episode. So yeah. So anyways, just until then, I'll just like hunt silently or just talk about whatever. But yeah. Oh yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, when we eventually do play, uh, in our free time, like off camera and stuff, when you're finally all mastered with the final Paul's deck, the unrestricted one, then we can finally do some tag duels together. And if you don't know what tag dueling is, well, pretty much it's two versus two, and we can be on the same team, and that would be so fun just to, like, duel together. Yeah, it's really awesome. Tag dueling is really fun. Because two Paul's deck together is like the ultimate combination. But obviously, other people are gonna have some deadly combinations as well. But yeah, I think that would be pretty fun, man. Us both dueling together instead of like against each other, because against each other is fun, but when you duel with two powerful forces, it's like, pretty much who can stop you, except for like the most overpowered cards ever. But yeah, it would be fun, man. Eventually, like I was saying, mainly we want to try this like off camera, just in case it takes forever to find some people to duel, because not all the time there's gonna be people wanting to go in and join your thing. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, when you finally feel like you're up for it, because we still gotta finish the basic Paul's deck. You haven't synchro summoned yet, so you gotta learn how to do that at least. And then we can move on to the unrestricted deck practicing, because that one, like I said, has a lot more powerful cards, because it has like, it's called unrestricted for a reason, because it's like has ban cards and stuff. So yeah, it'll definitely be more fun though. Huh? Sing? Oh no, it's like, alright, I'll type it in chat. Hold on. The white card that I brought out against you, the dragon, that's a synchro monster from the extra deck. That's how it's spelled, I mean. I mean, it kind of sounds like the way you were spelling it as well. But that's exactly how it's spelled, and then it's like a pure white card. Because you know how the Xyz, it's like spelled XYZ, but it's pronounced Xyz monsters? That was like the black cards from the extra deck. But these ones are the white cards, and then they're a bit harder to summon. You need like tuner monsters and stuff to like, combine for the ultimate level. Like, you'll see, it'll make a lot more sense. Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting because it seems like it would be really complicated, but when you finally do it, it's not that bad. It's actually a lot easier than you think. It's just kind of hard to actually summon because you need like the tuner up and then the other monsters as well for the levels, and it's a whole thing. It's not as easy as Xyz monsters. Do I want a picture? Cat on a desk. I mean, you can send it to me on Discord. I'd be down to see what the heck you're talking about. Because I've seen a lot of tanks in my day, but cat on a tank. That sounds really interesting. Let's check this one out. That's actually pretty amazing. It's like a general cat. Wow. It's pretty nice. Because the only time I can think of like a tank with a cat in my most recent time seeing it, uh, it's a tiger tank? Wow, that's crazy. 'Cause I only know basic tank, but tiger tank, sounds even more epic. It's like of the cat variety, so it would make sense. But anyways, like I was saying, so there's one game that I really love called Cave Story. There's actually this one boss to where it's like this mutant cat, and it's called Monster X, but it pretty much is inside of this machine that it looks like a tank, so it reminds me of like that whole cat on the tank thing. But you'd have to look it up, Monster X Cave Story game battle. It's a pretty awesome game, like I said. Really, I've never heard of it before, unless I have seen it, but I never heard of like that specific name of a tank. 'Cause when I think of tank, I just think of just the basic tanks, like in Grand Theft Auto 5 or something. Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's pretty cool though. Pretty cool name. Looks pretty awesome as well. I'm sure you played Grand Theft Auto 5 before, right? Or one of the Grand Theft Autos at least. Because the fifth one is the only one that I've really played. Yeah, it's so fun. If you ever need some or just want some tips on like online and everything like that, just let me know because I'm pretty much like a master at what jobs you can do like single player just to grind up for money and RP is like the experience for ranking up. Um, and then what like vehicles and stuff or what weapons to protect yourself because I know a pretty good a lot amount. I haven't played it in a while, but eventually I will again, and probably will eventually play together eventually. Yeah, I hope, but I don't have any like space on my computer, and I have to actually buy it on my computer as well, so it's gonna be a while until I do. But that would be fun, man. I would love to play those kind of games. It would be super fun because it's just so fun. Just the whole gunfighting and just like exploring around with your cars and vehicles. It's such a fun game. It may be old, but it's just one of those ones that no matter how old it is, it's just so fun. Especially multiplayer, obviously. That's one of the best parts. Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. So nice. One of my favorite cars that I have, it's actually a really expensive car. You have to modify it at the Benny's something, whatever it's called, Benny's Workshop. I think Benny's Customs or something. The one where you get like the high rider and stuff like that in the exhaust, not the exhaust, the one where you make your car go bounce it up and down. What is that called? I don't even remember what it's called, but it's pretty much called Benny's something. And you put this certain car called the Karen Sultan, and wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't think that's the one that I've seen in Grand Theft Auto, but sounds pretty crazy. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, we can talk more about this later. I'm gonna go ahead and end off this episode and then end off the stream right after. So I'm gonna end off episode 576, and